What up, bro? It's your boy Doughboy Down. I'm back this time with my review for The Last of Us Part 2. I know it's been years since I played, since this game came out, and ever since I heard the whole controversy about it, I said, nah, I'm not gonna play it. I ain't gonna play it. But a little while ago, I was wondering about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And surprisingly, I liked it, but I didn't like it. It's hard because it's good. Like if you, I can't figure out how to explain it. I like visually, it's great. It kind of expands on the story a little bit, expands the verse. It's just the story and the decisions and the things that happen that the story happen in the story. Like spoilers, you know what I'm saying? Joel dies. Basically, it introduces Abby, I guess, as the new protagonist, antagonist, whatever. Abby is the daughter of one of the doctors who was going to perform the surgery on Ellie, killing her, but curing everybody. And Joel stopped it. And, he killed all the doctors and got away. And so she goes on a whole quest for revenge, ends up bumping into Joel in a situation where she's cornered by the infected, and she gets kind of bailed out with Joel and Tommy. Then she takes them back to her spot where her and a couple of her homies are at. They ambush them, and Ellie goes out to look for Joel. She stumbles upon where they are. She gets held down. She watches them kill Joel. So she goes to go get revenge on them, and she got her girlfriend. Yeah, I forget her name. Let me check my notes. But yeah, man, her and her girlfriend, they go with her. They, um, they go get Abby and her folk. So they go back to they go to they end up going back to I forget where they go back to one of Washington, I believe. A spot in Washington, and because her and her group, they're a part of this group called the WLF Wolves, or the Washington Liberation Front. They're trying to take the city back, establish new world order and everything. It's a whole like militia thing, or whatever. And so one by one, she's taking down her homies, and she's having beef and everything with all of her homies, which is a whole nother thing. But it's basically this endless cycle of revenge. Like you kill somebody on my side, I kill somebody on your side. But if you look at the scoreboard, Abby's losing because because Joel has been running up bodies, killing all these people. She go back, she killed Joel. Ellie comes back. Ellie ends up killing all her friends except for one of her, but then one of her friends get killed by Tommy. And so Abby comes back. She kills like she said, she kills Joel. She almost kills Tommy. She like impairs him. I think she like injures him to where he can't really walk anymore. She kills Jesse, who is her friend and her girl's baby daddy. Turns out she's pregnant. Abby nearly kills her and her girlfriend, but she stopped at the last second. And then she's like I said, her group is in this war with this religious cult called the Seraphites, I believe. I check my notes here. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, they're on war with the Seraphites. Is it the Seraphites? Yeah, Seraphites. And the Seraphite. Through that, she meets a little girl named Yara and Lev. They kind of befriend and they work together. And she's about to go on this mission, but she has to go and find her dude Owen, who's her ex dude, who goes with this other chick, and she's pregnant with Owen's baby, but her and Owen hook up. It's just messy all around. Everybody's just messy and everything. So it's this whole big thing, and it plays out from two different perspectives: Ellie's perspective, Abby's. It kind of switches. For a while, you play this perspective, then you play this perspective, then this perspective. It switches. Yeah. So this is big old thing, and it eventually gets to the point where, yeah, Adina, that's her name, Adina. Adina. So yeah, Abby finds out that Ellie came, killed all her homies, and then when she was getting the kids sorted out, she had to go to the Seraphite's little island to get the little boy Lev because he ran away because he was going through his thing, and so they got to go back to them. So they go to that. She goes to where they're from, gets him, but then her whole group, the WLF, they're planning an attack on the Seraphites island. So she gets caught up in that. Yara gets killed. So now it's her and Lev. And I'm looking at this whole thing like, wow. So it's kind of like her and Lev. They're kind of like Joel and Abby. No, Joel and Ellie. I'm sorry. I don't like that, but they're trying to humanize her. But I just don't like her. She's a trash individual, in my opinion. But yeah. So they go through what they go through, and then eventually they go their separate ways, and then Ellie is living with Dina. That's it, Dina. That's her name, Dina. She's living with Dina and their baby, or her baby, or their baby. So they're living on a farm, how they always discuss. Everything's nice and happy, but she has PTSD. So eventually she's like, you know what? She gets some info about old girl. So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna kill it. But Gina's like, no, don't do this. You remember what happened last time? And now she's like, nah, man, I gotta go get it back in blood. So she go back, and she's all the way in. Is she? She's all the way in Cali. They're all the way in Cali, and they're all the way in freaking whatchamacallit. They're like Washington, Wyoming, around their area. So like they're on like two different coasts, damn near, or they're a couple states away. They're still a long ways away. You know what I'm saying? And this is post-apocalyptic, so you can't just take a car, train. No, you gotta get to walk it, maybe horseback a little bit, but you're gonna trek it for a while. So then so it shows Abby and Lev. They're trying to find the Fireflies again because originally everyone thought that the Fireflies were abandoned. They just banned it after Joel did what he did. They kind of broke apart. They lost the war, but she ends up finding out that they're indeed alive. They're regrouping. They're trying to do something. So she gets the info. She tries to leave. She and Lev get captured by this group called the Rattlers, who are basically like slavers or whatever. Because they're everywhere. They got their own little groups or whatever. People taking advantage of the whole, the way the world is or whatever, with the breakdown of society. So that was an interesting thing. So Ellie ends up, tracking them where they are. She bumps into them, but she takes them out. She discovers that they're being tied up on, basically being crucified and left to die. She lets them go, but before they take their boat and go, she's like, "Nah, we gotta run the fade again." She's like, "Ellie." I'm sitting there like, Ellie, don't do this. Like, if you're gonna let him go, let him go. If not, then get him. So Abby's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it with you. She's like, if you don't run the fade with me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your friend. She's like, all right, fine. So they get to running the hands, Ellie gets her, has her dead to rights, choking her under the water. She's about to die. Then she has a flashback of her and Joel having to talk. Because eventually she finds out what Joel did. That he killed everybody in the hospital and got her out of it. He lied to her. He lied to her. Made it seem like there were other people who could have the cure. They didn't need her. He said that they had somebody else. Like, if she left, they would be fine. That was a lie. He just didn't want her to die. She felt betrayed. Like, yo, that was my decision. I didn't like how you took the fate of the whole world and everything in your hands. So there was a part where they weren't talking, and then it showed a flashback of her and her and Joel having to talk. They had settled down in Tommy's community and everything. They had settled there, but they weren't talking or anything. Like, she was like, "No, fuck it." It eventually got to a point where she was opening to forgive him and them to be on terms again, good terms again. She had that flashback. She was like, "Nah, I can't do it." She was like, "Yo, just go, just go." I'm sitting there like, "Yo, you kill her, kill her." So they go. She goes back, finds out that Dina and the baby done left. And oh yeah, and during the fight, she lost her pinky and her ring finger. So now she's like this in one of her hands, her left and right hand. She done went through all this trouble, let her live, came back, and then left. I didn't like it, but it was the gameplay. The gameplay was good. There was new enemies. Yo, the Rat King. Oh my God, the Rat King was so awesome. The Rat King was like a bunch of infected, molded together as one. It was insane. That was the true Frankenstein monster. There was there was another the another form of the bloaters. I think they were like the squealers or the squat. They were something. They got all types of names for these things. See, now I gotta look that up again. But yeah, while I look at that, but yeah, they did more expounding on the world. I loved how they did more expounding on the world. They opened it up, showed that every state every state was different, had different groups, and how people were handling, day to day life and fighting the infected and everything. The Shamblers, that's what they're called. The bloaters, and then there was the Shamblers and the Rat King. Shamblers are just another version of the bloaters, basically. But the Rat King was something different. But yeah, I just like how they expanded the world and everything. But what pissed me off was Ellie got the standard stuff, but Abby got she got the same kind of set of weapons, but Abby's was better. Hers was more advanced and more just hard hitting and modern and everything. And of course, the same thing that happened in the first game. You didn't get a really good gun until the end of the game. I was like, I knew they were gonna pull this mess, but they. I don't like that. You could have given me something like that on a smaller scale. You could have given me something like that on a smaller scale, like the middle of the game, but don't do it at the end. But then I get too comfortable with it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my gun, but then I gotta remember, I can only get it for this little short stretch. It's like, But I just didn't like the story. They killed off Joel, and I get it. The whole it's a vicious cycle, a circle. It's never ending. I get it. You kill my people, I gotta kill your people. Then you get back and forth. I get it, but. Ugh. Rumor has it there's going to be a part three. There's got to be a part three. Um, I don't know. The way I see this ending is, I guess Ellie makes the ultimate sacrifice and cures everybody somehow. But I don't know. I have to wait till the third part. I am kind of excited for it. I heard that they're going to remake the second part. I mean, they already remade the first part, and yeah, the a lot of people were mad at the story of how the second one came out, but it still sold a lot of copies and it got high accolades and all that. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. But I'm more excited to see how the story goes. I'm really excited. If I had to rate this game, I rate it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Because I can bitch and moan and gripe about the story all I want. But all in all, it's a really good game. It's still a really good game. Um, oh my god! But like I said, bro, I just wish that. And yo, when you get to the end of the game, you gonna know what I'm talking about. 'Cause just like in the first one, you get a firearms gun, but you can only use it at the end of the game, man. But I just like it. I still loved it though. I still freaking loved it. Yeah, man, that's my review for The Last of Us Part Two. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below, man. If you played the game, how did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know how y'all feel. But per usual, man, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. You know what I'm saying? And when you subscribe, you gotta hit the notification bell because you never know when the boy gonna be streaming and upload. Um, Streaming is gonna be on hold for a while. Having some technical difficulties and stuff I gotta work out or whatever. But you're gonna look out for my review for Resident Evil 4 remake. I finished that game. Little preview. I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. And also my review for SummerSlam that's coming up too, man. So yeah, man, it's your boy Don. I will holler at your party people in the next one. Off this thing, y'all. Peace.